Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about moving departments and everything that goes with it. Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about moving departments and everything that goes with it, from your friends that you made in the other departments to potentially moving to a different location of the building, to a different floor, what it's like working with new people, etc., etc. And sorry guys for my voice. My microphone is broken again. I have a Blue Nessie microphone, and this is the second time it is broken. And I sent it in to them the first time. They gave me a brand new microphone, and everything was working fine. And then, I go a couple days without making a video, actually many days without making a video. And then I plug it back in again, and it's broken again. Same issue as before. So that's a big issue. So do not buy a Blue Nessie microphone by any means. I've heard better things about the other microphones, but do not buy Blue Nessie. So that's enough of that spiel. So moving departments and everything that goes with it. So one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to move locations potentially, and you're going to be away from all your old friends and colleagues and things of that nature. So for me, I moved to a completely different building when I made the transition from project management to the clinical side of things and clinical research. And the way this company is set up, that's in a completely different building. So all the people that I spent, over a year of time period in project management with, I'm not going to see as much. And I don't see them as much. I mean, we do our best to stay in contact with each other, but it's just simply not the case that you can, stay in as good as contact with them when you're not seeing those people every day. So that's one of the negatives of that. But as always, all good things must come to an end. And, you're going to move on to bigger and brighter things. And, that's just part of the process. But man, those first few days of not being around your best friends and closest companions at work, it's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was feeling a little down, for those first few days, until I was like, what is going on? Because you just spend so much time with those people. We just build such good relationships, and even though it's not gonna last forever, that you're not gonna be doing the same thing, or everyone has ambitions of doing other things and moving on up within an organization. But man, miss those guys. So prepare for that. Prepare for not being as up to date with your former friends' lives, and trying to work hard to keep in contact with them, and just be prepared for that and all those things that come with it, and just do your best to keep in contact with those people to the best of your ability if you can. So yeah, that's one thing. And then some of the other things that you're going to deal with is people hitting you up from your old department to, if you got a promotion or whatever, to like help get them a promotion, or let them know when other opportunities come about. And that's good. That's what it's for. In fact, we've done videos about when competing against people that for positions, what is some of the silver linings to losing to that person in the competition. And one of the silver linings of that is, in fact, knowing somebody in the department. So help your friends, man. It's about reaching back and pulling them up. So if they were truly your friend, help them get to where they want to be. And, vice versa. They'll help you eventually in the future too. So be prepared for that. People wanting to know how you managed to do it. People wanting to, get a hookup of some sort, and pass off their resume or whatever. Just help out your friends, help out your people, man. So you can prepare for that. Another thing you can prepare for is, it's like when you're moving to a different department, on a completely different floor, even though you're an internal candidate, it's still like starting over at the company. I mean, how to check email, and all the job related things, intro to that company related things. But you got to keep in mind that you're most likely going to be with brand new people, maybe a couple you've met before, maybe not. But the dynamic is going to be different because you've never worked with them before. You've never been in their space for 8 hours a day, every day, all day. So, it's going to be different. There was that comfortability with your old group of people that you're not going to have anymore. And you're going to have to regain that again. So it's like being the new kid on the block again. It's like almost like you change companies again. So, prepare for that. That was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I thought, I don't know what I was expecting actually. I just didn't even think about that. I felt like it was completely starting over, like I was starting at the company again, pretty much. And that's pretty much just because, you're new, you're just new. And that's going to be the case for anybody that's new. When you were a new kid in school, you felt new. You had to make friends, you had to make colleagues, and you had to like kind of break through those barriers and have conversations with people, et cetera, et cetera. So all the best you can hope for is that your new department, welcomes you with open arms and, really does their best to roll out the red carpet for you and excited to work with you, et cetera, and help you out. So if they don't do that, man, that's going to make it even harder because it's already harder being somebody new. And, it's especially hard when you're, doing something else, trying to learn a different job too, and people aren't nice to you when you're moving over. So hopefully that's the case, that people are going to be nice. And then another thing you got to prepare for is your reputation is likely not going to precede you when you're moving to a different department. Like I said before, I was moving to a whole different department in a whole different building. And that's a whole different vibe because I was working in the main headquarters building with all the executives and everything. And the way they do things at some of the other buildings is completely different because they don't have that same level of executive oversight. The way they do things is completely different over there. So you got to prepare for that and, just make sure that you do your best, put your best foot forward. Something else you want to think about is who you make your friends with in the new building and what you say about the old department. You do not want to talk bad about the old department or I wouldn't even mention some of the things you don't like about the job, etc. Maybe if there's like one or two things you can mention that are kind of jokingly, like for example, I'll talk about how I don't miss the meeting minutes. And that's true, but my new job as an in-house CRA, there are reports and things of that nature that you have to write, which they're not nearly as bad as meeting minutes, don't get me wrong. That's the worst task in clinical research, always will be. So if you're new to this channel and haven't seen my video on the worst task in clinical research, go ahead and watch that one. That's a pretty funny one. So yeah, guys, I mean, it's just different. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the feelings and emotions that I had, just transitioning to a new department with new people. And I really wanted to do this video because I could not believe all the things that I was like feeling and thinking. I was like, man, did I make a mistake coming over here? Did I make the right choice? Especially because I made the transition for the experience because, I eventually want to become, something else in the industry, a CRA, if you guys know, in the field. Right now I'm in-house monitoring. I am a monitor, so I am doing all the same stuff, but, not traveling, which is what I really want to do. And when that happens, you guys are in for a real treat in terms of the video content on this channel. I have other channels that I do where we do a lot more video editing, intensive things. So when we can combine the two, wow, it's going to be something special. So you guys stay on the lookout for that. Can't wait for that. So, but yeah, I was really thinking like, man, did I make the right decision coming over here? Because, the deal money-wise, the compensation wasn't that great. I could have taken it or leave it, honestly. It wasn't that great. Some of the other perks weren't that great either because, for one, my manager was going to be in office. So that that creates not huge issues, but you gotta you gotta handle yourself differently. Like my manager before was in a different country, like, and this is my direct line manager. They were in a different country, so I didn't have to worry about a lot of things. Like if I showed up to work like 10 minutes late, I didn't have to worry about somebody looking over my shoulder, like, where were you? You know, asking those questions and stuff. Um, but now I gotta take all that into consideration. Like someone is, you know, looking out over me and is over me, and I felt a lot more independent before. So that's one of those things where I was like, man, am I making the right decision? Like I'm leaving a pretty good situation, minus the meeting minutes. I'm leaving a pretty good situation for a situation that, you know, is good in terms of the experience, but man, like everything, I thought it was gonna be. I thought when they were gonna offer the position that it was gonna be one of those, man, you're stupid if you don't take this position. It's like they're giving you so much more money, they're giving you like all the perks, like all the work from home, and you know more PTO. I thought I was gonna be one of those. You know, they're just rolling out the red carpet for the boy, but no, it wasn't that at all. It was like you're gonna make the same amount of money pretty much. They're like, this is not a promotion. You're moving from the side to side, your lateral move. And you know, I knew that a lot of people, you know, make their careers not always going up. Sometimes they go sideways, sometimes they go backwards. So I had to really like humble myself and think about that. I was like, man, is this really the right decision for me? And you know what I always say, guys. I was like, you know, playing the safe route. If I were to not take that leap of faith and jump to the different department with a great role with some great experience, you know, safe is always going to be there. If I want to go back to my old department, my old gig, I can do that at all times. That position is always going to be there. And I've got over a year experience doing that, so they're always going to have positions for that. So I wanted to keep that in mind. And wanted to keep that in mind. But, you know, ultimately made the leap of faith, and things have been going well so far, getting great experience. And really my thought process was, you know, short term, it may not seem like, you know, a big jump. I may not be getting more money and all the perks, but long term, I'll be a much better for it, be a much better candidate, be much better at clinical research, be much better at my job long term. And not to mention, I'd be able to create a lot more content for this channel, having gone through so many different experiences and knowing a lot more about clinical research than I did before. So, you know, ultimately, take that leap of faith, guys. I mean, safe is always going to be there. And, you know, kind of how I like to think about it is, you know, we as humans, we're just animals, and we try and make things so complicated. Like, you got to do this in order to do this. You got to do this in order to do this. You know, you got to go level 1 before you can go level 2. And the reality of it is, guys, is, you know, we try and make things so complicated, but man, like it was all just created by somebody. Like it was just another person who created all these rules and stuff. So like, there are no rules. This is nature. You know, there are no rules. So I don't know if that made sense, but that's how I kind of like to think about it. Like it's not that serious. You know, there are no rules. You can break all the rules and still be okay. You know, we just made them all up. So anyway, guys, don't want to make this video too long, but just kind of wanted to talk about moving departments and some of the different feelings you might think about. And so if you are planning on changing jobs within your company and moving departments, I'm curious what you guys think or are thinking about. Obviously, it's a lot easier of a transition when, you know, the deal is just too good to be true almost. And it could be a letdown for sure when it's not that way, as it was for me. So, you know, I legitimately had to think if I was going to take the deal or not. So, curious what you guys think. Put that in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this channel, subscribe if you like this content. And that's it for today's video, guys. Email us at eliteclinicalresearch@gmail.com, as always. And that's it, guys. Take care.